Hello everyone, my name is Sunny Dove and welcome to my Let's Play Fallout New Vegas. Let's get started. It's funny what a couple bullets to the brain can do to one's memory, you think, as you realize you nearly forgot about the things you stashed behind the Mojave Express in Prim. I should check to see if they're still there. We'll have to remember that. As several factions vie for control of New Vegas, the demand for independent contractors has soared. Numerous firms have emerged that specialize in the profitable, albeit risky, enterprise of bounty hunting. Word has reached you that one nascent company, Randall & Associates, is screening applicants for employment. To begin the application process, collect the recruitment module at the saloon in Good Springs. Mod authors they love to do this, have everything activate right at the beginning. Really kind of messes with your immersion.
You're awake. How about that? Whoa, easy there, easy. You've been out cold a couple of days now. Why don't you just relax a second? Get your bearings. Let's see what the damage is. How about your name? Can you tell me your name?
I'm going to be playing a character that you might remember from Fallout 3. His name is Azrakal. I'll be pseudo-role-playing him.
I can't say it's what I'd have picked for you, but if that's your name, that's your name. I'm Doc Mitchell.
I don't like your name either.
Welcome to
I'm going to call you Dr. Phil.
Now, I hope you don't mind, but I had to go rooting around there in your noggin to pull all the bits of lead out. I take pride in my needlework, but you'd better tell me if I left anything out of place.
All right, let's see what we look like.
How'd I do?
Let's check out the mirror. Oh god, that is not me. Not even the right race. Okay, so I already have all this stuff picked out. Nope, not facial hair. We want hair color. Azrakal has orangish hair. Orangish red. Right about there.
Well, I got most of it right anyway.
Stuff that mattered.
Okay. No sense keeping you in bed anymore.
Really don't think it's a good idea to be getting out of bed
get you on your feet.
so soon. But okay.
Good. Why don't you walk down to the end of the room? Over by that Vigor tester machine there. Take it slow now. It ain't a race.
Joke's on you, it is a race.
Ooh, looking good so far.
And I'm victorious.
Go ahead and give the Vigor tester a try. We'll learn right quick if you got back all your faculties.
You just got beat by a 200-year-old ghoul. How do you feel? Alright, anyway. Med-Tek Vigor tester machine. It's trustworthy. Rate your strength, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility, and luck. It's fun, scientific, accurate. Found at your local Doc Mitchell's house. If you're ever bored, it's funny to read through all of these various descriptions for the attribute levels. Level 2 endurance is crumbly. Average charisma, substitute teacher. 1 intelligence is sub-brick. Butterfingers, walking disaster. 21 leaf clover, leprechaun's foot. Anyway, I always just skip to the review screen so that I can look at everything at once, and it's more easy to get a feel for what you're doing, where things are allocated. And I need to, let's see. Oop, I need to change my notes here real quick. Okay. Looking at Azrakal's Wikipedia page, he had 6 strength, 5 perception, 4 endurance, 3 charisma, 3 intelligence, 6 agility, and 5 luck in Fallout 3. I'm going to work from that as a template. Now, being a ghoul, I think the most important stat to ghouls is endurance, because they have regenerative properties and they live for freaking ever, 200 plus years. in some cases. So endurance should be my highest stat. It needs to be at least 7, if not 8. Strength, I really don't think... some ghouls might be strong, but for the most part, I think that their bones would be kind of brittle, and they probably lose some muscle tissue from the ghoulification radiation process. I'm not an expert on Fallout lore, but I know most of the basic stuff. And I would think strength should be probably a little lower. Charisma should be pretty low because, well, everyone's racist towards ghouls for the most part, and their disposition towards you is not going to be too favorable. But endurance should be high. Perception is hit or miss, depends on the character. Intelligence, yeah, all this other stuff pretty much depends on the character. So, looking at Azrakal, he's a corrupt bartender. He's kind of a silver-tongued, manipulative guy. A bit of a hypocrite. Pretty lucky to survive a bullet wound to the head, so let's raise that a couple points. That leaves us with 4 more to distribute. I think he's definitely above average intelligence, so he should be at 6 int. Might not be book smart necessarily, but I don't know Azrakal's exact age, but I know he's old. Bring the last point up to endurance, and yeah, I think I'm happy with that. 5 strength, 5 perception, 8 endurance, 3 charisma, 6 intelligence, 6 agility, and 7 luck.
I guess that explains how you're still alive. You're built solid as an oak. Well, we know your vitals are good, but that don't mean them bullets didn't leave you nuttered and a bighorner dropping. What do you say you take a seat
Bighorner
in my
dropping? That's a
couch
poop
and we
joke.
Go through a couple of questions. See if your dogs are still barking.
All right, psychoanalyze me, bro.
All right. I'm gonna say a word. I want you to say the first thing that comes to mind. Dog.
Cat.
House.
Burglarize.
Night.
Silencer.
Bandit.
Reasonable.
Light.
Dark.
Mother.
Human shield.
Sometimes when you give tests like this, you learn more than you was hoping for, and I reckon that ain't always the best thing. But I guess maybe it explains a thing or two about your
I feel like you're judging me right now, and I really don't
Okay.
appreciate that.
Now, I got a few statements. I want you to tell me how much they sound like something you'd say. First one. Conflict just ain't in my nature.
No.
I ain't given to relying on others for support.
That's true.
I'm always fixin' to be the center of attention.
Not necessarily.
I'm slow to embrace new ideas.
No.
I charge in to deal with my problems head on.
There's always an appropriate approach to all situations, and sometimes charging in guns blazing might be warranted. But I'll stay indifferent to this. No opinion.
Almost done here. What do you say you have a look at this? Tell me what you see.
A broken chain.
Okay. How about this one?
Some sexy girly bits.
Last one.
2 bears high-fiving.
Well, that's all she wrote. I don't have nothing to compare it to, so maybe you'd better just have a look at the results. See if it all seems right to you.
All right, Doc, what'd you come up with? That's pretty close. That's not bad at all. That is actually, yeah. Azrakal's tag skills in Fallout 3 were big guns, which doesn't exist anymore, melee weapons, and small guns. So, effectively, if you swapped out the big guns for speech, he had me figured out. That's pretty good. However, I think I want to swap out the melee weapons for barter, and I think I can make a pretty good argument for that. He is a merchant, the owner of a bar. Clearly, he'd be pretty good at negotiating. So, barter guns and speech.
Before I turn you loose, I need one more thing from you. I got a form for you to fill out so I can get a sense of your medical history. Just a formality. Ain't like I expect to find you got a family history of getting shot in the head.
Nope, I have a family history of my family dying in World War III. But, that aside, I am a ghoul. This comes with certain advantages and disadvantages in the Wasteland. Enjoy increased radiation resistance and regeneration. And by the way, that regeneration is radiation absorption, to be clear, at the cost of my appearance, which that means I lose 1 charisma permanently. That'll take me down to 2. Not listed here. I also have half of the duration on chems, but I'm half as likely to become addicted to chems, if that makes sense, because ghouls are supposed to be sort of resistant to chemicals, drugs. That's why they're all about the jet and the ultra jet, because it's the only shit that gets them high. Anyway. Oh, the other thing is I think I have a 10% extra multiplier, like a 1.1 multiplier, on my limb damage from being a ghoul. So I will be crippled slightly easier. The other traits I'm going to pick, I think it has to be Fear the Reaper. A lot of other good ones I could pick. If you're seeing some you don't recognize, it's because they're from Cirosan's classic Overhaul, the classic perk pack. Now, I don't care for more, more perks, more traits. The guy has a bunch of really imbalanced stuff in there, and it just doesn't jive with me. Too many like crazy effects and stuff, but this one's mostly like takes perks from Fallout 1 and 2 and then implements them as best as he can into New Vegas. But this is the trait I'm going to go with. Live hard and fast. That's always been your plan. You gain a perk every level instead of every 2, but your damage threshold is permanently halved, and you regain less health from all healing sources. Now, with that said, the healing sources that are available to me in this playthrough are very limited. Food and water, and basically all ingestibles, with Stimpaks aside, will not heal me. Except for a couple of like tribal medicines like healing powder and stuff. But for the most part, like food and water doesn't heal me. Beds won't heal me. They won't heal my crippled limbs. On top of that, the only way to recover crippled limbs is by going to a doctor or getting specific perks to become proficient in medicine. So at first, with my low level of medicine, I'm only going to be capable of applying first aid. And that only lets me heal up to 5% of a limb. And I'm not sure I can heal my head or my chest at all. I can't remember. But anyway, I've got a big combination of hardcore mods that are going to make this playthrough really survivalisty, really scavengy. Should be very hard. At least at first. You know, eventually you always kind of, the power curve, you ramp up and things get easier, but I've got a bunch of stuff going against me. So it'll take a while, I think. That's what I'm going with. Fear the Reaper and Ghoul.
All right, I guess that about does it. Come with me, I'll see you out.
Is this my hat? Nope, not my hat. Alright, Doc.
Here, these are yours. Was all you had on you when you was brought in. I hope you don't mind, but I gave the note a look. I thought it might help me find a next of kin. But it was just something about a platinum chip. Well, if you're heading back out there, you ought to have this. They call it a Pip-Boy. I grew up in one of them vaults they made before the war. We all got one. Ain't much use to me now, but you might want such a thing after what you've been through. I know what it's like having something taken from you. And put this on, too, so the locals don't pick on you for lacking modesty. Never was much my style, anyway.
A jumpsuit? Not really my style either, Doc. I think I'll stick with my business suit. Well, I'm not going to thank you to your face, even though you saved my life, because it's not really, that's not me. You You shouldn't have gone through my stuff.
Didn't have much choice, I'm afraid. But I understand the sentiment. You should talk to Sunny Smiles before you leave town. She can help you learn to fend for yourself in the desert. She'll likely be at the saloon. I reckon some of the other folks at the saloon might be able to help you out too. And the metal fella, Victor, who pulled you out of your grave. Anyway, you ever get hurt out there, you come right back. I'll fix you up. But try not to get killed anymore.
I'll certainly try. Back in the saddle.